Assalamualaikum and greetings to all. My name is Auji Haziqah binti Haji Mustafa from University of Technology Brunei. I will be presenting on behalf of my two supervisors, Dr. Nurihan Abu Hassan and Dr. Hajamas Ayu Kartika Dewi binti Haji Mumin. I would like to thank Corona 21 Committee for giving this opportunity, and today I will be presenting about addressing communication strategy in urban areas for women and children, rethinking resolutions for Brunei's domestic violence prevention during COVID-19. So let's start. So have any of you heard any news or aware about domestic violence? Domestic violence can be one of the most difficult types of situations to talk about and to escape from, and sadly it can happen to anyone, woman or man, children, between spouses, and even friends. No one is immune in domestic violence. However, as COVID-19 restrictions orders surely save many lives, but a growing number of studies document that lockdowns led to more reports of domestic violence. Victims are trapped inside their homes with their abusers and have nowhere to go. So, what are the objectives of this study? First one is to explore the factors that promote domestic violence against women and children. The second one is to find out methods of communication used by victims of domestic violence during this pandemic. The third one is to identify potential ways and actions to improve Brunei communications helplines, policies, and even media for children at home. So, what exactly is domestic violence? Domestic violence is identified as the threatening and violent behavior of other family members, which can take the form of physical, sexual, psychological, or economic harm. So, it's actually a controlling behavior that is pervasive, life-threatening crime affecting people in all our communities, regardless of gender, age, sexual orientation, race, religion, and immigration status. So, next one. Did you know that just in between the year 2020 and 2021, Brunei has been receiving multiple news headlines of sexual assault and child abuse cases? The recent cases was man gets 20 years jail, strokes for assaulting daughters, posted by the Borneo Bulletin. So if you are interested to know more about sexual assault and child abuse cases in Brunei, you can find it on Borneo Bulletin, The Star, The Scoop, or even Media Permata. So moving on. So these are the big data that shows the rise in domestic abuse during this pandemic. Singapore reported cases has reached to almost 7,000, and Malaysia with 2,396, and Indonesia with 463 cases reported. So these are the evidence showing reported cases and factors contributing to domestic violence in other countries. So as you can see that the factors are such as unemployment, childcare stresses, poor coping strategies, including alcohol and substance use. So, what kind of domestic violence against women? So, first one is physical abuse, second one is emotional abuse, third one is sexual abuse, and the fourth one is economic abuse. Children are having the same signs as women. However, the only difference is they have the neglect signs occurs when a parent or other caregiver fails to provide child's basic needs, and in terms of their emotional abuse, it would affect their child's emotional growth or sense of self-worth. Or here we call it their mental health. Moving on to their research questions. How effective are existing helplines in preventing abuse and violence? Number 2 is what sort of impact in domestic violence? And number 3, how do victims reach out to discuss this abusive matter? So next one is the methodology. The methodology was a survey was conducted, and then the questionnaire includes demographic, and then introductory, and the main question. It was also tested using statistical analysis, in which using Chromebook Alpha because it's a reliability test, and it undergoes this reliability test because this is a pilot study. The respondents were only above 30, which fits with Chromebook Alpha. So, moving on. So, what are the key findings? First one is using the SPSS, Chromebook Alpha was tested for its reliability. After the test has been done, the Chromebook Alpha shows the value greater than 0.7, which is 0.723. Number two, 89 respondents have suffered domestic violence. And number three is taken from this pilot study. I can see that there is the pattern of what sort of abuse is the highest and how they want to reach to people. After the pilot test has been done, the highest result impact of abuse would be your mental health, your physical health, followed by the finance and the children's well-being. Number four, about 45% reached out the abusive matter and said it was neutral and easy for them, whereas more than 50% said reaching out to people about this abusive matter is difficult to moderate. Number five, since more than 50% of the respondents had to reach out to people, as you call it, communication barrier, they don't want to talk, they don't feel like want to talk. This shows as an indicator. Therefore, that's why this study comes in which to find out what's the best way to communicate and speak about this abusive matter. And then in terms of domestic violence service, most of them preferred emotional support, counseling service, survivors group, helpline, face-to-face support. So next one is, why is this study important? Throughout the pilot study, there's more number of individual experience this domestic violence compared to those who never experience it. And then communication relatedness, since more than 50% of the respondents said that it's hard for them to reach out where communications needs to be enhanced. And then number three is acknowledge that women and children experience violence and discrimination very differently from men. Lastly is help material awareness. By improving communication does not necessarily specify to verbal or written communication. Asking help can be as simple with hand gesture. It's like this. It's actually from example from US. We can apply this method, which such an non-verbal signals. It encourage victims to silently ask for help without alarming the abuser. So, the conclusion due to reliability of this survey, I would definitely expand the research studies into more exhaustive study. It has been a concern to other country. It may be a concern a developing country like Brunei. And then limitations, less data has been gathered. Maybe in the future, I can gather more data among the Bruneians so that more significant impact can be, significant results can be obtained. The last one is to conclude this. As you know, developed country, for example, UK, China, this matter is really important. As you know, that developed country like UK, China shown their result of domestic violence as increases. Perhaps in Brunei, we might experience as what they are experiencing. And so my presentation ends here. Thank you for listening. Stay safe and take care.